Let's explain those Badlands. That's a hell of a name.
Well, good evening, Badlands Media family. Make sure you guys unmute. And welcome to another episode of OnlyLands. As you know, my name is Zach Payne, and I'm joined by my two incredible co-hosts, Ash in America and Jay Triet. Ash, how are you tonight?
I'm good. I'm in a weird mood.
You know what? I am too, and I don't know if we even should talk about it, to be quite honest with you. And I don't know if we're even feeling weird about the same thing. I feel like there's this thing that's out there that I really want to talk about, but I feel so awkward talking about it. And I don't know. We'll probably end up getting there the way that I set that up. It's inevitable. So, Jay Tree, what about you, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Doing all right. My first time on this show. This is pleasure being here with you guys. I have to do what?
You have to show your feet. I'm just kidding.
Show your feet? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what John said to Brian when it was Brian's first time. He's like, you have to show your feet.
I am of the opinion that the man foot should never be seen. It should only be heard. Men's feet are just they're not pretty. Not a big fan of dudes in sandals all the time.
Not to toot my own horn, but I wear Birkenstocks and flip-flops regularly down here in Florida.
Well,
and Lisa is always telling me I have the nicest looking feet for a man.
I've actually been told the same thing too, Zach. I just have a thing though. I'm like,
because we're Virgos.
Yeah, there's just like dudes around here that wear jeans with flip-flops like in the middle of winter, and I just think it's kind of silly. And I don't know.
That is kind of silly.
But you're in Florida. It makes sense where you are, Zach. So I give you a pass on that.
Well, I mean, you're in California though, but I guess you're farther north.
So I'm a little inland. I'm about a 45-minute drive from the beach. So yeah. So
okay.
You get that far from the beach and just put some shoes on.
Is that what you would call the Inland Empire?
I am not in the Inland Empire. I'm in the San Gabriel Valley, but the Inland Empire or the IE is just to the east of me here.
Okay. Ash.
Didn't you guys have a Badlanders meetup recently?
We had sort of an unofficial one. There was a music festival down in San Diego area in Del Mar, Solana Beach, and we went to that. A group of us met up down there. I think it was Saturday before last weekend, and that was a good time. It was really fun. Bunch of kind of 80s bands. So there was like a B-52s tribute band that was really fun, and then the Missing Persons played, which was really cool. She's really old, Dale Bozio, but she sounded great. It was really fun. So
the B-52s tribute band, was that like an opening act? I mean,
yeah,
there's only a couple of songs you want to hear, right?
Well, dude, I'm a big B-52s fan, man. I can listen to them all day long. And this tribute band was excellent. I saw the B-52s maybe a couple of years ago, and they were just as good as the real band this time in their career. So yeah, no, they were really good. And then the Missing Persons, there was a bunch of other bands too, but we weren't really there that early. So I drove home after that. But yeah, it was fun. Good time. It's always a good time to see Badlanders. Rosalinda and Brian, they usually organize these little meetups with once a month, but that was sort of a little special extra added bonus meetup. So we got another one coming up on June 28th at Rosalinda's house. She's doing a barbecue. So she's gracious enough to open her home to us, and we will probably destroy it. So bad move, Rosalinda.
Well, don't do that.
I actually opened up my home in Palm Desert to everybody back in December, and the house is still standing. So I think it'll be okay.
So part of why I'm in a weird mood.
Yeah.
I parked in this parking garage today.
Let's get it popping. Let's get as many people in here as we can to spread awareness for what's going on in our country.
I drove by the Capitol when I left the courthouse today because I wanted to see if they've been advertising this protest for a couple days, and they weren't at the Capitol. I mean, they weren't there either when I left. I left at like 4:15. They weren't there. It was empty. I walked right through where that is and drove right out of that parking garage.
So are
But
you thinking that that's a fake, that video, or is it an old one or something?
No, there's multiple. There's a bunch of videos. There's a radio host out here, Jeff Hunt, who was accosted by one of them while he was down there on the ground. And
what is it an immigration?
It wasn't happening at 4:15.
Was it an immigration protest or okay.
Yeah, and they have so this is the judicial complex, and outside one of the buildings they have a protest that's there, like it seemed like every day, and it was like 4 people and a banner. And that's like a half a block away from where that crowd is. Like if they kept panning the camera to the right, you would see where that little protest was. Like I took a picture of it on Friday. I have that somewhere.
So where do you think all the people went? Did they just disperse? Like they're there for a couple hours and leave? Or
well, we should check in.
You know, I've been looking to see if there was anything popping off in Denver because I had seen you mention it in the chat earlier, and I can't find any like contemporaneous reporting on it. I suppose if I would have went to X, I probably would have seen something, but you know, there was precious little reporting about Austin last night as well. And I mean, I from what I gather, it was rather low key, especially in comparison to Los Angeles, like nothing that required National Guard or anything like that. And Austin police, unlike California police, they declared it an unlawful assembly rather quickly and got everybody off the streets. But Colorado, I was thinking, had more of a potential to kind of go off in a negative way, because you've obviously got a major Tren de Aragua presence there, lots of illegals in general, and of course you have a lot of Democrats as well, especially in those major metropolitan areas.
And our governor signed Gavin Newsom's thing.
What, his please get out of my state letter or something?
Please stop stop trying to stop us from terrorizing cities.
Yes.
And there are real 10th Amendment considerations here, but living in one of these communist states where they enable the criminals and punish the law abiding, I welcome the intervention, to be honest, because I don't know what else we'll do. It'll be a civil war if something doesn't happen soon. So this video I'm about to play is a guy named Jeff Hunt. He is on the KNUS radio station here, and he has a daily show. I met him at the GOP centennial thing where I met Bannon. So I know he's real because I shook his hand. Could have been wearing a mask. I don't know, but as real as you know, as real as an experience you can get. This was him earlier today, and he posted before this, he posted, "I'm at the protest, lots of Antifa. I'm leaving the city because I was assaulted," and then he posted this video.
Jeff Hunt, 710 KNUS, right in the middle of the No ICE parade.
No fear. Immigrants are welcome here, no hate. No fear. Immigrants are welcome here, no hate. No fear. Hey, pal. Immigrants are welcome. What are you here for?
I'm going to call the police.
Oh, okay. Immigrants are welcome.
You're going to get brought up on assault charges.
Immigrants are welcome here, no hate. No fear.
Hey, don't talk to him. You're gonna ruin the image. Don't do that. Don't talk to him.
I'm sorry.
Don't talk to the nigga. What are you doing?
Piss me off.
You can't stop me from blocking, man.
Immigrants are welcome here, no hate. No fear. No fear.
Jeff Hunt.
And then
God.
Oh God.
So I'll see.
Well, his bro in the background. He was like,
yeah.
It's the same retarded look.
First of all,
it's very Siamese twins, man. Look at that look, Jesus.
Like what a moron.
Yeah, and
I hope this guy gets in jail.
Denver was a big one, underrated, but a big one during 2020 Summer of Love. They occupied the Capitol Civic Center Plaza for a while and like lived there. There was like graffiti and feces everywhere. It was disgusting. And then the, police decided, we should probably clean this up because we want people to come back to the city, and they swept it, but it has potential. I think our commies have been chomping at the bit to burn shit for a while. So
they're all jealous of my commies and, watching all the the news this weekend, and I'm sure they're all waiting to jump in. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens this Saturday. But I came to work yesterday, and I work with a lot of Hispanic people. Some of them are legal, some of them probably aren't. Most of them Mexican, some Salvadorian. And I was just kind of bracing myself, as I do, I know there's going to be, the talk in the break room and all that. So a big group of them, mostly women, they were talking, and I was pleasantly surprised. They were basically horrified and embarrassed how people were going about this. One lady who's about my age, she said, look, there's a way to protest legally and get your voice heard, but this is not the way. And she said, I told my daughter, right is right and wrong is wrong. And this is wrong. I mean, they're assaulting police, they're graffiti, and she basically said, she goes, your First Amendment stops when you infringe on other people's rights. And that's what they're doing. And I thought, wow, that is quite insightful. And another lady who's Mexican, and she's usually, look, a lot of them are very fearful because, if they're not illegals, people they know are illegal. And, they see ICE rolling through their neighborhood and they're afraid. And I've tried to tell them, look, they're going after gangbangers and criminals. If you're under the radar, you're probably going to be just fine. But
I don't know that that's true.
I don't know that that's true either. But that's
like you're giving them hopium, Jay.
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
kind of. But I said, look, if you just keep your nose clean, like don't be hanging out with criminals, don't be aiding and abetting people. Just lay low if you're worried.
I mean,
that's
technically, if they've got other illegals living with them, like it's
I don't think it's that. I think it's more like in their neighborhood, because I know the lady I was talking to specifically. She is a citizen. She got her citizenship years ago. But,
okay, well that's good. The thing that I noticed today is that there were quite a few videos of people basically calling out the Antifa interlopers, if you will, the people that were sort of the professional agitators that showed up just to loot, just to riot, to assault police officers, because obviously they understand. Well, they're starting to understand that it's giving them a bad look. Yeah. And they may feel that they have some valid arguments. They certainly have the right to protest if they're American citizens. If they're illegals and they're here doing illegal things, I have to be honest with you. I leave my sympathy at the door. I don't care
completely. And the reason, just to clarify, the reason I told her, I wasn't giving her hopium, but I was saying, like, you guys they're going after the low hanging fruit first. So there's got to be 1 million or more illegal aliens in the Los Angeles area. Like I would estimate. So, but I did ask her, I said, what's with all the Mexican flags? I go, you guys are like getting all defensive about a country that you'd rather not live in, because you're here. And she goes, I know. She goes, it's ridiculous. And they're spitting on the American flag and everything. She goes, it's a terrible look. And burning it. Exactly. She says, it's a terrible look. We're horribly embarrassed. We don't think it's helping our cause, any cause. She goes, it's just making Mexican people look really bad. And I said, I would be ashamed too if that was my nationality out there acting like that. But I do think that the younger people are the ones that are getting caught up in it. There's obviously paid agitators. They're aware of that too. They said, a lot of people are getting paid to be out there, but a couple of them have college age kids that are getting all riled up, and they're trying to tell them, like, don't even think about going out there. But they're the ones that seem to be getting the most riled up and liable to become useful idiots and be used in these riots and get themselves in trouble. So, but I was happy. Hey, Cam, what's up, man?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Thank you for joining us, Cam. I'm glad you made it.
I almost got written up by the teacher, but I got a pass.
I sent him a message and I was like, get in here before I have to write you up. I said, how many times are we going to have to talk about your attendance?
Every time. I was like that in school too. I had to sweet talk my teachers into not giving me lower grades because of my attendance. Like I did great in class, but then when it came to attendance, they're just like, just show up. And I'm like, but why? I already know the information.
Oh, my Josh was that way.
Yeah, but this is different. I don't know the information here, but in school it was pointless.
All right. Well, the information to catch you up. Denver's popping off. This I just saw. This was when I saw it was 32 seconds ago, and now it says 44 seconds ago. But J Triot's entire monologue was in the middle. So Twitter's broken because that's not updating. That's like, it wasn't 12 seconds. Police have deployed tear gas and declared an unlawful assembly in Denver as anti-ICE riots erupt. Critics say the rapid spread of these protests points to organized coordination behind the chaos. I think like it should be darker, but it's looking good. And then just to round out the topic on the riots, if we want to, Darren just sent me this.
Hi guys, I called on this press conference to let everyone know that I am in fact retarded. I know most of you already knew that, but just in case any of you still has any doubt whatsoever on whether I'm a retard or not, I want you to know that I am retarded. Oh, and Gavin Newsom is also retarded. He's super retarded. Oh, and every single Democrat too. All Democrats are retarded. That's it. Hi, guys.
I had another one actually. This President Trump put this out a couple of hours ago. Let me get this one zooted up for us.
Okay.
And John changed my name to Palantir Apologist, and I don't know how to change it. I think that you can only do it when you're coming and going from the room. But
now you can go to what is this thing called? It's on the side. It's for you because you have do you have control of the stream?
I do.
Yeah. If you go down to it's where font is. It's like near the font section. You can change like your name and your thing at the bottom.
Okay.
Well, in Rumble Studio?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. I know.
Yeah,
StreamYard you can.
Yeah, this is StreamYard. So.
Yeah. So
well, then if you want to change it in StreamYard, you just click the little 3 dots that are by your head in your little frame.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I assumed, but it's like no, I can't change it. I can edit my mic settings. I can remove myself from the stage. But John actually like set this up, and I know that he's gone now. But I mean, I'm a mod or like an account owner, so I thought I should be able to do it.
Totally a Palantir apologist.
So,
man.
Yeah. If I go here,
yeah, I was able to change it, Zach.
God, what the hell?
Totally a Palantir.
Did he must have like set me in such a way.
He set you up.
I can't figure out how to do it, dude, because I click those 3 dots and I can't do it. And
it looks
wait
good,
a second. Though. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Yeah. Might not be somebody fix it. Somebody fucking fix it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Who knows?
All right. Heartfelt message from POTUS.
Okay.
My fellow Americans, it is with overwhelming enthusiasm that I am declaring that anyone who protests or interferes with ICE and their operations is officially gay, big time. With that being said, go ahead and call your dads, tell them about your alternative lifestyle as a gay communist, and then who knows, maybe eat a lollipop. I don't know what flamers do with their time, but I'd imagine it's something along those lines. Maybe decorate a bathroom, who knows? In either case, this is who you are now, and everybody knows that cat's out of the bag. Cat is out of the bag. My fellow.
So good.
That's awesome.
Maybe decorate a bathroom.
That's
so good.
I know. I was like, that's so gay.
So great.
Oh, it's so funny.
So the thing I just sent in the chat, if you don't have to pull it up, but it's Atlanta riot stuff.
Yeah, let's definitely take a look at it.
By the way, Jackie found this. Jackie found this and reposted it like around the same time you did Ash.
ATL.
Yep.
Hot Atlanta.
And it would be a chicken joint in Atlanta.
As long as it's not the Varsity, don't burn that shit down.
It's like hard.
He's getting it. Film it. Holy shit. Film it. He's got a cone on it. He just threw one. They just threw it. This is well. This is a cone that they put on the smoke grenades. And It's a perfect organized tactic here. You gotta be careful because of all the smoke grenades.
Yeah, they're starting to throw.
But they're putting cones. The protesters are putting cones on the smoke grenades. This is what they've been taught to do by well-paid organizers. Like
we
George
did that on
Soros
January
and his
6th,
son
too.
Alex Soros. The destabilization that is happening nationwide now.
It's just good riot etiquette.
That's happening in LA and now. Quite literally because of these organizations. And as you can see, the protesters, they're fighting back. They're throwing fireworks directly at the police.
Big Gouda, there's a white guy in Atlanta. That's
Somebody
racist.
told me that Atlanta is no longer majority black. That it's been gentrified to the point that white people outnumber black people there.
Oh,
like
Cam,
white-
fact check that shit.
It's like no, it's definitely way more black, but it's like there's like.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're just not going to the places where the blacks are?
I think that's where I'm invited.
Atlanta?
To. No, so yeah, thank you, Ash. No, it will never. I think ever since Dr. King came through here, Atlanta will never not be like the black capital of the U.S. It really is. But yeah, Atlanta's
Wall Street.
Oakland would like a word.
Oakland. All right, you can't be a capital. Actually, I was gonna say you can't be a capital if you're just killing everybody off. But I was like, well, we got DC, we got.
Hold on,
I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong on that one. I know
Baltimore
I'm wrong on that one.
enters the chat.
Every city, Los Angeles,
perfect.
But no,
Denver
Atlanta,
is a pretty white city.
Atlanta has a lot of gay black men.
Yeah,
That's what I've heard.
And you also know that how?
Because I have stayed away from Atlanta for the last, probably since like 2014, minus sporting events. Yeah, don't go down there much. Buckhead's
when you
fine
go
because
for
it's
what
sporting
is
events.
underground Atlanta like now?
I don't think people get stabbed anymore, which is good.
Step up.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's
but
like come full circle because
Yeah.
it was really cool at the time of the Olympics.
Mhm.
Then it got stabby,
yeah.
so it's not so stabby anymore. That's good.
No, not so stabby. So the thing about Atlanta now is like, I think the crime actually has gone down because it's like, in my personal opinion, it's so liberal that like, I don't really know how to describe it. It's like
Everybody
there's
got
not
rid of their
conflict.
guns.
Yeah, there's no conflict, like there's no conflict because it's just like criminals running around. Like there'll be some crime, but it's not reported. Like,
John
it's
says,
weird.
by the way, I'm in Baltimore and it's definitely the blackest city ever.
And I've seen the Wire,
Coming from the
so I
guy
can
from-
attest to that too.
I see the wire.
Coming from the guy as white as snow, North Dakota, man. Any city would be the blackest city he's ever seen.
Speaking of North Dakota, I actually saw like one of those police interaction videos the other day, and it was a guy in North Dakota who wasn't in particularly good shape, and his pants were basically hanging down around his ass. He was white, so I just want to specify because of the sagging aspect, but he got away from two police officers like in downtown North Dakota. It was like a charming. Hey, what's up, Jackie?
Hi, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie.
It was like a charming,
wearing?
like classic downtown
Blanket.
setting. And this guy like got away from the police and then he ran off down the street. And it was somebody in a building like that was just filming the interaction.
So XZYLL, I think that is, says in the chat, Atlanta been locking up gay rappers. What I think we've learned from the Diddy saga is that
They're
all
all
rappers
gay.
are gay.
Yeah, they're all gay.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you guys right now. So there's an old like clip from, I think it was like Vlad TV or something, one of those like stream things. And The Game, the rapper from Compton that used to be G Unit, whatever. You may not know who he is, whatever, it doesn't matter. He said a long time ago, he was like, the rap game, he said at least 50% of the rappers are gay. He was like, some of them are out, some of them are closeted. He's like, but I promise you, oh my God, you saw that name? Chicano Alpha. Yeah, rap game's super gay. Like, there's nothing gayer than talking about like, yeah, I'm gonna do all these things and you're doing this to me and your mouth's on my whatever. Like, that's super gay, man. Like, it's so gay. Like, they're like, yeah, I'm hard. It's like, why are you talking about being hard to other men? Like, that's the gayest shit you could do.
The gayest tell for the modern rap industry was when that dude like took a stripper pole to hell and blew the devil. I don't know what his name was.
So
I just know that he
doesn't
exists.
count. He doesn't count. That was Lil Nas X. He's like,
yes.
He's Billy Ray Cyrus's like Satan project. By the way, he's the one that like created him.
I mean, Old Town Road was pretty catchy.
Yeah, the song was good, and then he sucked in the youth, and they're like, "Oh, by the way, I worship the devil," and they're like, "Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah. So
I think that his career is not
shoes,
very.
Remember?
Yep.
What's that?
He put blood in the shoes.
Yeah,
that everybody was
Nikes.
buying.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's correct.
And then people just let Nike off the hook after they like didn't talk about it anymore. They're like, oh, we forgot Nike was putting human blood in their shoes.
You know, I don't think that was like an official Nike project. If I'm not mistaken, it was done with this like art collective called Mischief. And like what Mischief will do is they will make these like custom shoes. So they bought some like Nike Air Force Ones, or I don't know what it was. Yeah. And then they took his blood and then put it inside there and hermetically sealed it with like helium or argon or something like that, so that it wouldn't turn brown or oxidize. And then Nike found out, and I think they got pissed.
Oh, that's
a pretty bad look. I mean, I wouldn't want to talk about it if I was a Nike executive either.
Right?
Like, hey, you know, they're already talking about us running sweatshops and pushing transgenderism on the kids. Let's talk about this queer rapper with devil shoes and his blood in the air bladders.
He also blows the devil in his spare time.
Yes.
Oh man.
Alpha, what's going on, man?
Yeah. What's up, man?
I just finished doing my show and keeping track. California or LA is getting that 8 p.m. curfew, so kind of curious what that's going to look like. Is that
coming up here in 2 minutes?
Can we pull up a live stream? I'd like to see how well the streets are sticking to it.
Who set the curfew?
Mayor Bass. Yeah, that.
Did you see that she admitted to being retarded?
Yeah.
What?
You didn't see it?
Play it again while he's looking for it. Why not?
No,
yeah, we should watch that again.
She gave a press conference today, Alpha.
This is
I saw
totally
the curfew one. Did it break?
Hold for processing.
Hi, guys. I called on this press conference to let everyone know that I am, in fact, retarded.
No.
I know most of you already knew that, but just in case any of you still has any doubt whatsoever on whether I'm a retard or not, I want you to know that I am retarded. Oh, and Gavin Newsom is also retarded. He's super retarded. Oh, and every single Democrat too. All Democrats are retarded. That's it. Hi, guys.
Okay, so on the note of Gavin Newsom being retarded, I think this has something to do with it. This is his big address, which he delivered tonight from, I guess, Sacramento. But it was broadcast exactly in this way.
Okay, we are working on the audio. Not sure if that's on the governor's end, but we're working to get that production up and running for you so you can listen in. We certainly will have excerpts
like a
of
meme
what the governor has said.
Yes,
but,
it is.
Yes.
We're efforting to get the audio working so we can
People
hear
are going to ad-lib the
Governor Newsom's
hell
speech.
out
We
of
do
that.
know that he
So
did
good.
file a law.
Yeah.
Okay, we are
Thank God for AI auto dubbing. So yeah, I'll see what I can whip up for tomorrow. But yeah, so they honestly started the address with the microphone turned off, and I guess that at a certain point he's crying because of the 4-year-olds, okay, and the itinerant day laborers that just want to pick up some work at Home Depot.
And now they can't.
And now they
Because they'll
can't
get deported.
Yeah.
Which is what I voted for.
Yeah, me too. I don't know a single person who didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know a single. Oh, again, GA Nana 17 says he's channeling Zach. It's been a long time since I forgot to turn the microphone on.
I have to say, when you said you were gonna, do a cut at an ad lib on that, I got pretty excited because the last time Zach said that he was gonna make a movie, he was gonna make a video about something. It was delightful. It was shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker.
That was fantastic.
And it was amazing.
I'm sorry to cut everyone off, but I haven't had a chance to tell Zach in person. That was like Ash describes it perfectly. If you guys have seen, I don't remember what show was you were on, Ash, but you described it like you broke it down how good it was that he picked that song for that moment. Oh man,
I think we
beautiful.
yeah. I mean, there was a discussion on Badlands Daily.
That's what it was, Daily.
And
yeah.
in the middle, we led Zach's like, it makes me think of Uncle Fucker. I'm like, oh my god, video opportunity. And then son of a bitch actually did it and spent like 2 hours. Cause I was like, where's the video, Zach? Come on. I want to see this. And it was like a full length feature film that he made.
So good. So good.
It's awesome.
That's right. Yeah.
So
That's how I roll.
I learned something new yesterday that Antonio Brown is based.
Oh my God! Yes,
I've been trying to tell people that.
He also plugged Gavin Newsom's wife.
Yeah. Dude, he's Kanye. He's Kanye Jr. Kanye Jr. Bro.
Bring up my share screen real quick. Here's some of Antonio Brown's stuff, you guys.
Yeah.
Stop having sex with Gavin Newsom's wife.
I went through the whole timeline today on my show.
Who is he? Is he a sports person or a rapper? Or...
One of the best wide receivers of all time. Minus his craziness.
Kind of went a little crazy and
CTE though.
Lost his mind.
He admits it.
He admits Hall of Famer. This one was savage, you guys.
Oh,
I had sex with Gavin Newsom's wife. She's a squirter.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That one's the one that got me.
The baby reveal. It's black.
It's not pink or blue. It's black.
Oh He's a savage.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
Keep going. There's a few more.
This one he put in, quote to quote Gavin, put it in her shit pipe.
Oh,
that's the best one.
Oh, that one's hilarious. But that's different.
You like this one, Cam?
Elon Musk's new tattoo. -6%.
Oh, and here's where it all started right here. Yep. Gavin Newsom put out the post, and AB put, "I had sex with your wife, Gavin."
And then, oh my God! And then that all ensued.
You guys up to speed on the internet. What are you gonna do on your date, AB? Just cut this. This is ruthless, man. Let's see. Grand Theft Auto LA. Oh,
Hunter Biden one.
Dude, he's a savage. And here's Gavin crying.
She went to BDU on a full ride.
Full ride.
Oh.
Did you show the cuck chair? I didn't see the cuck chair.
What was the impetus of it? Did news break about an affair, or was it just that tweet where he said, "I had sex with your wife"? Was that the first thing that broke about it, or is there a story there?
No, that's it. He posted that on X, and then people were like, "Whoa!" Like they did, like the the black guys.
Yeah,
like
that wasn't a known thing, or are we just?
Oh no, we're all just learning about it together.
Yeah.
Or do we think?
Do we think he actually had sex with Gavin's wife,
or is he just? Is it like a your mom kind of thing?
He went from actually stating he had sex with Gavin's wife, and then he escalated and said Gavin watched. He was there.
Is she the one that owns the Atlantic?
Oh my!
No. She's the one that had sex with Harvey Weinstein. And if she's gonna screw Harvey Weinstein,
I need a chart
all day. Gonna screw AB.
Yeah, that's a definite upgrade for sure. Yeah.
You guys want to bring it back up on screen? I'll try to find the cuck share. Here's this one. They told me I couldn't have sex with Gavin Newsom's wife, so I had sex with Gavin Newsom's wife.
This one.
Newsom wondering when AB is going to stop talking about having sex with
I loved it because he was a narcos drug dealer. That's fantastic.
What?
That's hilarious.
So good.
Oh, watching Newsom's wife do the walk of shame after she soaked your bedroom. Like,
Now, he introduced this concept with that picture of Bill Murray after he got slimed in Ghostbusters.
That is. I showed you guys that one. There's the rest, Gavin. There's the squirter. No, I
keep going. There it is. Favorite. Put it in her shit pipe.
Oh, you showed that one, Alpha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it in her shit pipe.
Okay. Do you guys want to see another video that I made?
Yes.
Always.
Of course.
This goes back to to July or last summer, anyways.
For the people in my state that keep asking me, I just don't get how he got on the roof. I know we've gone through great details and a lot of examination. Could you just give a minute on what went wrong and how you think it can be fixed? Because I think it's just going to help to dispel the conspiracy theories. There are some people that think it didn't really happen, which of course is completely ridiculous. It did. There are some people that think all kinds of conspiracies went on within the government, which is also false. But could you just tell them what went wrong so they understand?
Hold your breath. Make a wish. Count to 3. Come with me.
No, thank you, Senator. I thought long and hard about this. I think this was a failure of imagination.
And you'll see into your imagination.
A failure to imagine that we actually do live in a very dangerous world, where people do actually want to do harm to our protectees.
With a spin, traveling in the world of my creation, what we'll see will defy
I think it was
explanation.
A failure to challenge our own assumptions. The assumptions that we know our partners are going to do everything they can, and they do this every day.
Simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world. There's nothing to it.
But we didn't challenge our own assumptions of, we assume that someone's going to cover that. We assume that there's going to be uniform presence.
Hurry up, pilot.
We didn't challenge that internally during that advance. So moving forward, I've directed that when we're talking to people and we're making requests, we are very specific about what we want. We are providing explicit instructions on exactly what our expectation is and what we need them to do and what we want them to do. That's the only way that we're going to be able to move forward beyond this. And let me just tell you that our state and local law enforcement partners are the best. So this belief that somehow they are less than federal law enforcement or they're less than the Secret Service. They're out there patrolling communities every day. They're the ones out there going into hazardous conditions every day. They know their communities. They have the ability to enforce state and local laws. Our advanced agents do not.
Right.
We need them.
If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world. There's nothing to it.
And we need them to be partners with us. And I think we need to be very clear to them. And that may have contributed to this situation.
There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be.
Yes.
That was the most horrible damn explanation he could. That was such bullshit.
It was such bullshit.
There's so many checks and balances with the operational plans that go in there. It is impossible to have a location that's not covered. Impossible. There's too many redundancies. So when he says we made the assumption, bullshit. You literally have briefings to make sure everybody knows what everybody's covering.
Yeah. The idea that the Secret Service, who has already experienced a number of different murders of their protectees, and they do work hand in glove with these local agencies, and they prepare ad nauseum, and they check every single possible angle of a bullet flying past their protectee. the idea that they would have a failure of imagination is just patently ridiculous. So,
speaking of terrible explanations for things, did you see John's interview with Representative McCormick today when he asked him why we should pay our taxes?
Oh no, I meant to watch it, but I didn't get a chance yet.
Oh, I'm gonna pull it in.
Okay.
And I have the LA feed up on mute if you guys want to have it from time to time.
Anything cool happening?
Nah, just people taking positions. They're kind of doing the march, setting up the perimeter. Nothing too exciting yet. I think they're gonna wait till it gets a little darker.
Yeah. Gotta have the cover.
Yeah.
In Denver, they've got armored vehicles and a cop line, riot cop line pushing back on the protesters now.
What happened with the Marines
There it
where they were deployed, right, on Monday night?
To LA.
Last night. They got in late last night. Yeah, their primary duty right now is just protecting the federal buildings.
Right.
And then we'll see if that escalates.
Any other business in the world, if it was run like our government was run, it would go defunct, it would go bankrupt, and it would close down. So the question I ask anytime I have a representative on, and I know this is a difficult one to answer, but why should Americans be paying their taxes, considering this is what we're getting from our government?
Yeah. Well, first of all, if we don't pay our taxes, just like you and I, we're going to jail.
Yeah.
It's not a choice. That's one of the unfortunate things about a government. And by the way, the
fuck it isn't.
Government in the world is a dictatorship or a monarchy. Or a theocracy where only one person gets to make all the decisions. That's why our government is so frustrating. It's a democracy. There's so many checks and balances, not just between the legislative, executive, and judicial branches, but also between Congress, the Senate, and the president when we're trying to get bills passed. It's so frustrating because you never get what you want, but it's also the best thing that exists. I know we're a republic, but this is also a democracy, and it is made in balance so that it would never become more powerful than the people, which makes it really hard to change in dramatic ways year by year. So we'll do the best we can. We'll hopefully bend that curve, and hopefully better people will come along over time, and we'll get back on track. Because otherwise, the alternative is we will bankrupt this country. We will be a empire of the past, so to speak. And that's bound to happen sooner or later, but I hope it's later. Hopefully it's not on my watch.
I like that he checked himself there on the democracy republic thing.
Yeah.
That was a terrible answer.
Is that what that was?
I mean,
I
feel
feel
like
him checking himself?
he realized that it's not a democracy, and then he had to go back and correct himself.
No, he doubled down. He's like, on democracy, I know we're a republic, but we're also a democracy. No, we're a republic through which our representation is chosen in a democratic process, but that does not make us a democracy, because democracy as it has existed, fucking Plato talked about democracy. It's nope. No.
So the way I see it is that he knew at a certain point that he probably wasn't going to be able to just say that it was a democracy. So then he had to insert that it is a republic, but the greatest con of the modern age is convincing the American people that it actually is a democracy, despite the fact that it's a republic. And so that was what happened there at the very end. He went back to that because they want to reinforce that.
I think you're giving him a lot of credit.
I don't know him at all.
By the way, Zach, all of his answers were wrong. Every question John asked him, his answers were wrong.
Where's he from?
Georgia, I think he said. I looked it up earlier, but I don't remember. Hold over processing.
What a terrible answer, though. Why? Because you get arrested if you don't.
It's not a choice.
And then a bunch of filibustering after. Yeah. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You always have a choice.
You don't have a choice, because if we bankrupt this country, then I don't know, some fear porn.
Yeah.
He's originally from Las Vegas. Oh, is he Nevada? No, he's in the Georgia house, but he's originally from Nevada.
So
you got to pay your taxes, because that's the money we use to surveil you. You got to pay your taxes. That's the money that we send overseas to fund intelligence agencies to create terrorist groups that come over here that create terrorism that we tell you the answers for. So you got to keep paying your taxes for that. You got to pay your taxes because we have to weaponize the government to use it against you in court, even though you can't afford to pay for it because all your money is going to taxes.
And it's not a choice. We'll put you in jail.
And if you don't do all that, we're going to arrest you.
Yeah.
And if you don't like what we're doing, there's no recourse because you can't sue us.
Oh, the hour is late.
I'm going to in August. I'm going to have a lady that's in our Hotline of Badlanders group that she was in the Georgia GOP in like I think it was the early 2010 through that time period, and she's still pretty much involved, but not directly involved with the GOP. But she has a lot of information. That's her rep, and she actually was commenting on the show. She sent in a Rumble rant, and basically, without saying these words, she said, "You're full of shit." She actually said that she tried to primary him out, but they got to our candidate, the America First candidate, and that guy got put in. I also don't know if he's part of the McCormick family, the what are they, millionaires, billionaires, the ones that have all the
spices,
the seasonings and the shitty alcohol and stuff. Yeah, so just saying, just like Purdue.
I knew they had alcohol too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. McCormick's is like the cheapest vodka you can get. It's like $9 for like 1.75 liters.
I'm sure it's not just Georgia alone, but the Georgia GOP has so much backstabbing and stuff.
That one knows. She's done a lot of research on the Georgia GOP.
Yeah.
At least election wise.
The election related people, but all of the GOPs are corrupt, just like all of the Democrat parties are corrupt because it's the same party and they're corrupt.
Well, a lot of
the party apparatus in and of itself is corrupt.
Yes.
100%.
And because a lot of the people that do like the behind the curtains work that would actually be great assets to Trump's team, the second the OG GOP members realize that they're America First or MAGA people, they try to oust them. They try to push them out.
Yeah.
I was
that's what happened in Colorado. Sorry, J-Treat. They took it over for 2 years, and the next election, the establishment was right back in charge.
Yeah. I was going to say our tax money is paying for these riots that are going on right now. I was over at my dad's house on Sunday. He's watching the news, and he's getting all riled up. I said, "Here's something that'll soothe your jangled nerves, Dad." I go, "Your tax money paid for this." He's like, "How so?" And I was telling him about NGOs and how they're funded and all, and he was having a fit. But
listen, all you need, you guys, everyone's probably going to disavow me, but it's the truth. Start shooting everybody that's doing lethal force. The guy that's throwing bricks at the car, have a guy with the window down, and as you're approaching him, and he's like this with the brick, dump him to headshot. You have camera
like in the head.
Yeah, you kill him. Yes, lethal force. If he's trying to hit the
there's helicopters.
Well, yeah, you can have.
If they're going to Denver.
Awesome, because here's the thing. A lot of this stuff, if the cops would have been dealing with this outside of a riot, you would have shot them.
Right.
If I'm responding to a call, a disturbance, and a guy comes and he picks up a cinder block and he's 8 to 10 feet away from me, he gets ready to launch it at me, he's gonna get shot in the head.
I agree with you. I feel like that needs to happen.
It's justifiable.
It's justifiable.
There's a riot, and it's just like, well, now we're not going to do that. It makes no sense to me.
Other than to avoid the optics, right? That's the only thing holding them back. If that would be the actual protocol in any other situation, it's got to be optics, and that's it. They don't want to have those optics.
I think it's two things. I think it's optics, and they think it's going to escalate the mob, but it's not.
Yes,
it would really end it kind of immediately. I would.
It will, and the proof is that's exactly what happens when we're overseas. When we're in Fallujah, Mosul, Tikrit, all these places, is they start mobbing, and then as soon as they pass the threshold of whatever your ROEs are, and you start shooting and killing people, they disperse and it goes away.
Yeah. Yeah, I guarantee you those Antifa little punks would not be as bold and out there doing their nonsense with their umbrellas and their bricks and all that stuff. If one gets shot,
the only thing you accomplish by avoiding use of force is innocent people getting hurt on both sides. That's it. Because when you're deploying lethal force, you're deploying it to people who did an action that's the consequence of it. When you don't deploy it, it's going to be people that aren't participating in that kind of behavior that are going to get hurt, whether it be the cops or other, looky-loos.
So I saw trucks rolling in today as the Marines were on their way into town, and the police had some microwave crowd dispersal units on the backs of their trucks. So I think that once it gets to the point where it truly is dangerous, I think that, number one, you're correct. They don't want to escalate. Okay. They don't want another Kent State. All they need is to open fire on a crowd of people and kill a bunch of people who claim to be journalists. Okay. And then it's going to be like the narrative, like it's going to control everything. But I think that they're waiting for it to get to the point where it has to be done. And that's the point at which President Trump will invoke the Insurrection Act. Martial law will be declared. Everyone will be considered an enemy combatant, and there will be no cameras. There will be no video. There will be no live streaming. And if stuff happens, then it'll be a lot easier to explain it, as these people were directly trying to kill the people in uniform. Okay.
And
today
I
showed a video today, Alpha, of a guy I think it was right in front of the fucking donut shop. He was firing on police, like literally like shooting bullets at police from around the corner.
And see, and that is the route they're going with, Zach, and I agree. And if you look at the language that Ezra Cohen's been using, Stephen Miller's been using, Vice President Vance has been using, what have they been saying? What words? Enemy combatants, occupied, insurrection. Like they've been using all the words because they know that there's going to be an oversight committee at some point in the future. They know that social media always gets brought up to explain, what was their mindset at the time. So everything that they're playing to right now, with at least with their word choice, is to articulate what's coming. It's just my foot. And here's the thing. I'm not saying to sneak it up on people where they don't know what's coming. You establish a curfew, and then after that curfew, you make announcements, on helicopters, through loudspeakers, with vehicles. Everybody here is going to be considered an enemy combatant. If you are the media, we're dealing with hostile forces. You have pre-designated places that we've outlined for you for your safety and public safety to report from. Understand that if you're still in the mob, you're going to be considered an enemy combatant, and lethal force is authorized in certain situations. And you just and you have that play on a loop, and nobody has an excuse. And they'll test it. They will test it. And then the first time, that person crosses a threshold and they get dropped. But see, the problem is that's going to end all riots, and they can't have that. Yeah.
So what time is the curfew in California? Is it 8 p.m. Pacific?
It's 24 minutes.
So we got, well, no, I mean, it's only 11:30 right now. Oh yeah. No. So we got another hour. We got another 30 minutes until.
No, it was about 25 minutes ago.
Yeah. It's 8:24 for us.
It's almost 8:30 here.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm off.
I do the same thing every time, Zach. I count 4 hours instead of 3. It's like, we're at 11. I always count back to 8 instead of 9.
Time zones are hard.
Wait, no, it is 8. Count to 7.
I struggle. I'm not being an asshole. They really are. I struggle with them. So, can I pull this in? So they've now shut down one line and rerouted 2. Colorado State Patrol has issued an advisory for motorists and pedestrians. It's getting real out here. It's like just now. So we're an hour ahead of Alpha and J. So it's like 9:25. So it's just starting to get dark. Like it's just now dark. It's not like dusky anymore. It's more dark.
I mean, if you're going to start cracking skulls, you want to wait until you've got a little bit of cover, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question? What your thoughts are? You might have touched on this on other shows. I've been a little out of touch, but what's your thoughts on? I mean, obviously, ICE has been rolling up people since Trump was sworn in January, and this is exactly 5 years from the Summer of Love. What is with the beginning of June, like these riots starting up again? Is there something to June specifically, or why now?
Well, summer, more people have time. Okay, you've got students out of school. You've got people who can afford to take vacation. People like to travel when it's warm out. I mean, who wants to riot in the middle of December
Yeah,
right?
that's a big one here. Like it's freaking freezing in the winter, and you don't want to. You're not gonna. You might protest, but you're definitely not gonna occupy in the winter. It's way too cold.
No, this makes it so that the entire country feasibly
Plus,
could
it's
have
gay
people
month.
out in the streets, and it's gay
and
month.
it's-
That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
And it's
well,
Juneteenth is this month too, so
Yeah.
it's all the things. And I feel like Hamas is. My friend Holly has been talking for a while. Like this summer is gonna culminate in free Palestine Hamas conflict, and I think she's right. I think it's waiting in the wings. Is this LA we're looking at, or is this
Yeah,
Denver?
this is LA. This is LA.
Oh, okay. That kind of
Do you have live video, Ash, of Denver, so we can see what Denver looks like?
find live.
Yeah, everybody's waiting. So, I mean, I really don't see any protesters right now. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of uniforms out there.
I reached out to a buddy this morning that's out there, and he said it's on the law enforcement side, it's a lot more organized than it was yesterday. He said even within the ranks, there was still a lot of, what's going on, what's the direction, what's the mission, and this was probably around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock today, my West Coast time, and he said it's a lot more dialed in as far as what the operations are and the mission and all that good stuff. So hopefully we see that unfold tonight.
Well, there was also a major influx of professional protesters earlier today as well. So it's feasible to think that maybe the more disciplined rioters showed up and began to put some command and control down, like herding the cats, if you will.
Regular cats. We got to be able to sustain this. Y'all can't get too crazy right up front.
Yeah. So the only people that we're seeing here in the middle that looks like press. Can't tell exactly who these people are, but I see a couple of badges, so I'd imagine that's media as well. Cop barking orders about where they're supposed to be. I would imagine they probably want them here so that if stuff does pop off in a negative way, then the proof will be on video.
Yeah, they're going to tell them that they're going to let the press know if stuff starts to get chaotic, this is where you're supposed to go, and this is how we're going to identify you. Because if you move with the mob, you're the mob.
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent point. Buck Wayne says rubber bullets and glow-in-the-dark paintballs. Glow-in-the-dark paintballs are a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Just mark those mofos.
Well, a lot of the fire hydrants now, whatever you call those that you were talking about, Zach, the water cannons.
Yeah.
They now fire water that has a dye in it.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. So this way, when it hits them, they take off running. You're like, you're going to jail.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
If you guys want to know any more about Atlanta, I can share my screen real quick. I found out.
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
All right.
Also, the helicopters haven't stopped. Like, you guys probably can't hear that, but it started when I said that the first time when Alpha was talking. It sounds like a steady stream of aircraft.
Oh, above you right now, Ash?
Yeah, going from
okay.
like Colorado Springs towards Denver.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Colorado Springs is where there's like 5 in the county. There's 5 military commands.
Okay.
Have you guys
any news on those servicemen that were wrapped up in that cartel underground?
Yeah, I think they got disciplined. That came out. I'll find it while Kim's showing Atlanta, and we can circle back to it.
Yeah, so the video looks like obviously it's a little bit of an escalation, but that's the same chicken joint. So I'll just read this. Hundreds dispersed from anti-ICE rally along Buford Highway, 1 arrested, which obviously doesn't seem like that much, but demonstrators protested against recent immigration raids and deportations. I'm not going to read that. Hundreds of demonstrators gathered Tuesday night. Trump rally joining wave under arrest. Protest house outside North Plaza. So I'm not going to read through all this, but if you look at it, they blocked off the northbound on Buford Highway, and they have the cop presence there and everything like that. There's nothing too serious, but Atlanta is just like, it's one of those spillovers, but that's a little bit of the scene that it looks like.
Did you guys
want, I
see
can play video, but
Did you guys see Rachel Maddow like declaring victory over Trump? Somebody sent me something earlier. She claimed like it's game over, and
Are the walls closing in?
yeah, the walls are definitely closing in, man.
Zach, just
very
to
emboldened, though,
circle back around to Colorado Springs, guys. There were several service members, a handful. It's described as a handful, according to the U.S. Army spokesperson. Their cases will be handled internally. They are innocent until proven guilty. No criminal charges filed.
Well,
the Islamic.
I suppose there's I mean, there's more virtuous ways to make an extra buck when you're not like on base. So I feel like these guys should have known exactly what they were getting into, and I'm kind of shocked that nobody's being charged with anything.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like when you have undercover cops and you arrest a whole big swath, and then you take them into custody, and then they don't get in trouble.
Well, yeah, but why would you tell everyone that they were active duty? I mean,
I think that was reported by media.
No, I mean,
Like,
the guy who was like, he was HSI or ICE or whoever it was that was running the operation. He was speaking to the media, and he said that these guys were active duty. And yes, we've wrapped a couple of people up and we're investigating.
Peyton Pooh says, Ash, there are only military flights going in and out of Colorado Springs right now. I haven't seen a civilian flight in over an hour. But do you hear a bunch of military flights? Because it's a lot of activity in the skies right now.
I heard you guys had a lot of drones out in your area, Ash.
Yeah, but do drones sound like helicopters?
No. No, there you'll saw that you can hear the difference, but I heard that there was a lot deployed out in your area.
Oh, I'm sure.
And some of them people were like, those don't look American.
Capital of the military industrial complex. That's where I live.
Yeah.
And allegedly the whole state has, tunnels underneath it.
I think you live in
lizard
Satan's-
people and
Satan's
all sorts
butthole.
of all manner of.
Did you guys?
Zach, did you ever do on Baseless Conspiracies the tunnel people? Like the people that are bred in the tunnel and never see the light on the surface?
Like you're talking about like in Las Vegas?
Anywhere.
You didn't, Zach.
I
You didn't
mean-
do a full episode. I don't think you've talked about them, but not like in depth.
Yeah,
I'm
'Cause
sorry,
I remember
was
you
your
talked
name
about
Zach?
it. No, but I watch the show all the time. I'm a conspiracy freak.
We definitely did
Every
like
Monday.
deep underground military bases, and I talked about this as a concept along with the subject. But I mean, we didn't do like mole people exclusively.
Feel like you should.
That's a good topic.
Well, did you guys see that the Muslim Brotherhood, the Islamic extremists, are now threatening us?
Isn't the Muslim
Again?
Brotherhood the CIA?
Oh, I'm sure that's who originated it
brothers.
here. I'll bring
Valerie
up
Jarrett and all
a
those
quick
people.
clip for you
It's
guys.
their
to
Muslim brothers.
take a listen.
CIA's Muslim brothers.
If you guys want to hit play, it's only like 20 seconds. Or bring it up and I'll hit play.
Where is it? There we
Got
go.
it. Oh, you got it. You go.
Salam alaikum. Alaikum salam, bratishka. Salam alaikum, bratuха. Come край. Специальный такси, брат. Аллаху Акбар. Давай. Зижвара.
I thought that was just a greeting. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, alam, or whatever it is.
I mean, they basically say it after everything. Like, I'm gonna cut your head off. Assalamu alaikum.
I'm gonna cut your head off.
Watch me as I genitally
Thanks for dinner.
mutilate my daughter. Assalamu alaikum.
It's just like a period at the end of a sentence.
Oh,
Yeah.
man,
And then you have the guy that's now in charge of Al Qaeda when put out a threat against Trump and Vance and Elon and all those guys. He actually is calling for Muslims in the United States to start taking people out, and Muslims in the Middle East, if they see people that are soft to the West, to take them out. I want to say it came out yesterday or today.
I saw it today, but I didn't actually watch it. I just saw that people were sharing it. because I'm just like kind of over Islamic extremism at this point. Like I feel like my whole life we've been fucking talking about Islamic extremism. I know they're out there, but I feel like they've been neutered at this point. I know that there's definitely got to be some here in America, and maybe I don't care about them anymore because they're not so vocal, and they moved on to gays and trannies and stuff. But But you know,
because there couldn't possibly be two extremist groups at the same time. They have to phase them, right?
They
gotta be phased.
There's a shitload of them in Texas.
What happened to white supremacy? I haven't seen like a KKK.
Greatest threat we face,
Cam, it's the biggest threat in America. You know that.
Greatest threat.
I haven't seen a burning cross. I haven't seen a burning cross in years, man.
Oh,
I mean,
we
not
had
since
one
that
here.
black dude running for mayor.
Yeah, in Colorado Springs.
Yes.
Oh man.
Right back to you, Ash.
When I was
that was fake, by the way. That
was
a hoax, and they just got convicted. The people that did the hoax. The mayor inexplicably got off with nothing. No,
really?
I don't even think he was investigated. And the feds in that case were like, the mayor is lying to us, and they were like, but he's the mayor. It's fine.
Well, he's also a black immigrant too, so
yeah, there is that.
Yeah, nice. He gets a pass. Well, just this once.
That's one time.
But if you come at us again with another Jesse Smollett style race hate hoax, then we're probably going to have to press charges.
God, Jesse Smollett ruined his career. I didn't know he had a career, but after that, man, bad move, bro.
Yeah, the thing is, if he was like, then they yelled, "This is MAGA country" down in Colorado Springs, he would be right.
Yeah,
that's true,
but definitely not Chicago.
Definitely not Chicago.
Weren't they black Nigerians?
What subway is open at 2 a.m?
I don't know, but like I knew it was a hoax as soon as like a couple of white guys with MAGA hats supposedly knew who Jesse Smollett was. Because that shit ain't real.
True. That's so true.
Like Empire, what the fuck is that? I've never heard of that shit.
There's nobody MAGA that's ever watched an episode of Empire. Come on, let's be real.
Right.
I remember the day after Jesse, that whole story broke. I had a very liberal patient of mine on the table, and she's looking at her phone while I'm working on her, and she's reading me the story. I hadn't heard it. I mean, it literally just broke. She's getting all up in arms. Oh my God, look what they did to him, and this and that. And I'm just hearing it for the first time, and I'm like, listen, your kids go to school in Chicago. You've been to Chicago, right? She's like, yeah. I said, does it seem like the kind of city where there's just a bunch of MAGA people running around at 3 a.m? And she's like, well, no. And I'm like, that's something fishy about this story, And I go, and why the hell is he going out in the middle of winter at 3 a.m. to get a sandwich? Why don't you just have Uber Eats come deliver it to him? What? This is all very crazy. It was so easy to pick apart in real time. And she was so upset about it when it all came out as a hoax. I reminded her. She goes, "Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember reading."
Conveniently.
Conveniently.
Also, didn't take chemistry in high school, so she clearly never would have realized that bleach would have been frozen at that temperature.
Exactly.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh man, my favorite though was the fake news in the NASCAR race. Remember the NASCAR garage?
God.
What's his name?
Bubba Watson.
Bubba Wallace.
Biggest joke.
Bubba Wallace. Yeah.
Sorry,
Watson is the guy.
How am I the one that gets it right?
because I don't. Like
I have
Bubba
never watched NASCAR or any sort of racing thing. They just turn left. I don't.
Daytona's like down the street from me too. I should have known.
Yeah.
Bubba Wallace, man. Fuck that guy.
I love though.
It's so funny because
that was a pull. It was just a garage pull.
There's been a spate of those fake news hoaxes. Like I want to say it was Baltimore, where a city official, she was upset about like people calling her out for showing up late. And so she basically handcrafted a noose with like materials she bought off of Etsy.
Yes.
And like materials from her house that they could easily track forensically.
Yeah.
And then of course her fingerprints and DNA are all over it. And she leaves it on her desk and then comes in and she's
oh my
racism.
I'm gonna do that before Liberty Den on Friday. I'm gonna put one on there because Zach called me out for being tardy. I'm gonna put a noose up there. Like Zach came up to Georgia and put it over my camera. I swear. I swear.
Somebody left this noose and it has BPT written on it. What does that mean? It must be some racist message. So anyways, all of those things that I mentioned that gave her away, totally gave her away.
Like
and they ended up
immediately, right?
firing her. Oh, immediately. They fired her. They're pressing charges. Like, because the city like came all out. Like all of the people that work in that building, they had a press conference, like the NAACP, they had all of these black activists out in front talking about, you know, no justice, no peace, and 400 years of blood, sweat, and tears and all that garbage. And then the police and the FBI were like, yeah, sorry, but we're charging her because it's obviously her that did it. And then, like, you know, just like OJ, typically, you know, those people, they didn't believe her. They didn't believe the FBI. They were like, this is a frame up. I don't believe it at all. I know she would never do that. And even if she did, she's black, so I don't care.
Oh, the worst defense ever. But it works somehow. By the way,
the punishment for that should be huge. Like it's just like accusing somebody of rape, you know, and you falsely accuse them. That's the punishment should be double what it would be for the crime you accuse that person of.
Ash made great points on that with the women that accused men of rape, and it's bullshit. Ash, you can make your own point, but I remember you said that a while ago with the punishment. Women that accuse men of rape, but they're obviously lying.
Oh yeah,
you know about that, don't you, Ash?
I think they should receive the penalty for rape for rape if you do that. Yeah,
there was a case.
Yeah, go ahead.
There was a case where a woman accused this guy of rape, and he ended up going to prison for like 7 years. And then she was eventually an adult working at the sheriff's department, dating a police officer, and admitted to him that she had lied and made the whole thing up. Like, her mother caught her looking at pornography when she was in high school, and she said, "Oh, Jimmy touched me up the street." Well, molestation, it's even worse than rape. She said that this guy up the street touched her. He had already moved out of state, had a child, was married, and she blamed him. The prosecutor went and got him with like zero evidence. They convicted him, and then they put him in prison, and he had served like 7 to 9 years. She finally admits to her boyfriend what happened. And because she like worked in the police department and she knew everybody, she got literally like a weekend in jail and maybe like 45 hours worth of customer service, or not customer service, community service, customer service.
That is
I'm tired, man.
She got customer
like
service is a
punishment.
punishment. Customer service is a punishment, man. If you have to deal with customer service, that's like going to jail, bro. I'm not calling.
Yeah, just about. Dude, but I agree. I think that if you accuse somebody of something they didn't do and they end up serving any time at all, like, you should be on the hook for as much time as they were going to serve. And at a minimum, you should be in jail, prison, whatever it might be, for as long as they were. And of course, they should also get like a huge settlement, not from the taxpayers, okay, not from the community, but from that person. Like, you bankrupt that person, you make them give everything to the person whose life you ruined.
Yeah, part of, you know, punishments for crimes is to be a deterrent, right? So, you know, if you want to deter people from doing this, I think it's one of the most heinous things you can possibly do is try to ruin somebody's life with a false accusation. And the punishment has to be very stiff.
Think about how rich Trump would be if all of his punishments, or not punishments, if all the lies they told about him, he got compensation for. He's already rich, but think about the money he would make off these motherfuckers.
Oh,
speaking of punishments, you guys said that Gavin Newsom thing was going to be set up. Somebody already created one. I have it up if you guys want.
It's already done. All right.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Gavin Newsom here. I wanted to talk to you about something very important to me, something near and dear to my heart. During last night's riots, ICE officers arrested and deported my pool boy, Roberto. Yes, I was having an affair with him. And yes, I miss him already. Roberto and I had a special relationship. I would pay him only a few pesos and he would take off his shirt and do my pool wearing Daisy Dukes. And I would watch him as he bent over to clean that dirty pool. Anyway, Donald Trump took that away from me by deporting Roberto. So now I'm pissed and sad. There will never be another Roberto in my life. This is not what I voted for. Thank you.
Oh, man.
That's good.
So good.
Roberto.
People want you to put the link to that in the chat, Alpha.
All right, let me grab it.
Gavin Newsom's going to be talking like that after his stint in prison.
Well, I don't need that mental picture in my head.
I'm sorry, guys, but that's what I believe.
Oh,
God,
also,
Where
John,
do you think they're going to send him? Alcatraz? My money's on him.
That would be
that would be amazing.
Sorry, Zach.
I was just gonna say, John sent me that video, and I was wrong. It wasn't 2 cops; it was 3 cops that the guy in North Dakota was able to escape from.
Oh,
wow!
And it looks like one of them's a woman, so effectively, it's 2 cops.
I mean, one's a bike cop.
Oh, one of those dudes I mistook for a woman too. Wow.
Look, and he's holding his pants up the whole time.
The guy was wearing
Wow.
a bicycle helmet, bro. Come
so
on.
like nobody went after him.
Oh, he got them both. Clock.
3
How
of
did
them.
they not just tase him right there? You punched a cop in the face, you're getting
Yeah.
tased, right, Alpha?
And they're nowhere to be found. Like they're just so.
You let him run away.
Let's give Alpha
our
1 minute.
expert.
1 minute to
Alpha's
go.
our
Yeah,
expert
Alpha,
here.
go.
Let it loose. Let loose.
Actually, what we should do is pull it up and put it on without the sound. Now, Alpha, tell us what we're seeing. Zach, press play.
Okay, let me.
This
kill
is
the sound.
terrible.
It's like he
Okay,
went 3
so
Get him,
stooges,
Alpha.
poked him in the
Where
eyes.
did they go wrong, Alpha? Starting now.
First place they went wrong is they're wrestling with the top of his body. Nobody's going for the bottom. So the first thing is they're not communicating with each other. Somebody
Sweep the legs, Johnny.
You have somebody just go and tackle both his legs and then hold them. That puts him on the ground. Somebody uses their body weight, and then you start pulling the arms. But here's the thing. I mean, he's
Punch
literally
open.
punching everybody in the face. You're getting punched like that. Somebody pull out the baton and make a piñata out of his ass.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
George and Nana 17 says Alpha would shoot him in the head, and
Yeah.
I mean, I think you've already kind of proved that that's probably true.
not. See, so everybody can understand. They don't take it out of context. I said lethal force when it would be a situation that you'd normally use. This is not lethal force here. Now, if it would have
Punched
just
a
been,
bitch in the face.
yeah, that's still not lethal. That's business.
Yeah, met
No.
these guns.
He punched a dude in a helmet. That's what really bothers me. Like the guy that got punched in the helmet turned. Watch when he gets hit. He's like, "Oh my gosh, you punched my helmet!"
Oh,
And then he went and grabbed his helmet rather than going after the guy. Like I gotta go get. Like
But
they're
why
like picking
at
their
that
shit
point-
up. Like go get him.
they're picking their stuff up. They're holding their faces, and he's running away after he punched 2 cops in the face.
Yeah, the guy's holding his face.
I don't think that's real. That
They-
last
they-
punch made me think it was fake.
They just don't know what they're doing.
He was just like, ah.
They,
The last
Seriously, like
punch
Keystone
to this
Cops,
one guy.
man.
Oh, he got that last guy twice.
like you have one cop that's still trying to hold his hand right there. But I understand you want to hold on to the wrists because you want to do some type of movement to put him in a cuffing position. He's not there. This is a fight. And this is where you get cops that don't know, or maybe they just haven't been in enough fight as cops.
Yeah, they have not.
to
Clearly, they
recognize
have
it.
not.
You-
Clearly,
you
they've
would-
never
All
been in
3
any
of them?
fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many cops have not been in a fight.
Where is this?
One of the first
That
questions
guy
was
that
in
gets
Fargo.
the guy with
Fargo,
the
North
helmet
Dakota.
has never been hit in the
North
face
Dakota.
before ever. Like clearly, that dude's never been hit in the
Except
face.
by the road when he fell off his bike.
Anytime we had a rookie, somebody that was in training, and they either because we would ask them straight out, how many fights have you been in? Real fights. And if they gave us an answer, we're like, oh, they're full of shit. We knew what areas to go to that were going to turn into fights to get them into fights,
Yeah.
just so they could
Burn 'em up.
understand. Yeah,
He went home and he's like, dude, I just kicked 3 cops' ass. And they're like, whatever, bro.
Like what I'm immediately what I think of when I see this is that, people gave that one female cop a lot of shit who accidentally shot the guy and killed him. It was a high-speed chase. She was trying to go for her taser. She went to the wrong hip and she shot the guy in the chest and he's dead. I think they put her in prison for like 5 or 7 years or something like that. But like not a one of these guys reach for their belt. Like nobody reaches for their pepper spray. Nobody goes for their baton. What is it? 8 pounds of pressure to break a human arm. I mean, like you could put someone on the ground pretty quickly if you just like boom. Like, I mean, I feel like there should be some muscle memory there or something.
Pull the dude's
I love that.
down.
I love that we're
Seriously.
watching this. Like the cops were in Superbad with McLovin when he got hit in the face, and they just watched it.
Oh,
like
yeah.
30 times.
Yeah.
Whoa! You know, I was like
It-
loving watching that guy grab his
It's a
face right there. Look
complete-
at that. He's
It's
never
such
been
a
hit.
complete lack of training. And that's what you guys are seeing there. It's just a complete lack of training.
Yeah. The
And-
one thing
and
I
it's-
will say is I feel for you, Alpha. Obviously, not me personally, but like as an empath, like for you, I know that hurts. For us, it's pretty funny because it's just a silly situation. But like you're watching someone that's supposed to be wearing the same badge that you wore.
Oh, I
do
work
that.
with them, man.
Yeah.
I work with them. So
Yeah.
listen, there's people that should not be wearing badges. Just in the story. You know.
Cam, did you just call yourself an empath? Because I don't think I've ever heard a man say that before.
Really? Yeah, I've said that for a long time. Probably
For
since
a
I
lot
was
of
like,
women say it. Yeah.
probably since I was like 12 or 13. I was a weird kid growing up, man. I did a lot of reading.
You still are.
Yeah.
No.
Should we do rants?
As far as
We have a hard stop at
Yeah.
midnight tonight.
So I've got the rants right here. Let me just get them pulled up.
Well, you're pulling it up just to answer you, Ash. As far as the taser, most cops hate it because it doesn't work as great as people think, and there's so much paperwork that comes with it, and it's not even that cool. Like after you get your first tase, you're just like, "That's what it was."
So if you're gonna do the paperwork, you might as well just shoot someone.
No, do the ass whooping.
Oh, with the hands.
And then there's no paperwork, or is it a little paperwork?
No, it's there's paperwork, but it's easier. I hit him with the left, with my left fist. I hit him with my right fist. I hit him with an elbow. It's way simpler.
I heard that rap song one time. Hit him with the left, hit him with the right. Like that pussy out like fight night.
I felt like that was like you were doing the Mike Tyson's punch out kind of, you had a sequence. I go left, I go right, I go uppercut, elbow.
A B X A. Up, down, up, left.
That was the best, not the best, but one of the best video games. The OG super pixelated Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
The games when you 80s babies were growing up, or not 80s babies, but people growing up in the 80s, those were the best games, man. By the time it got to me, like we had Mario, Super Mario and stuff, but I think after what's the Super Smash Brothers, it just went downhill.
No, man, we used to wig. You would wig out for hours and hours on Zelda and Metroid.
I used to love those games.
I think Cam right now is in a show with 4 Gen X.
He is.
Which is rare. It's 4 Gen X together is rare in this crazy
I'm millennial,
world.
right? I don't know. I was born in 90.
True.
You're born in 90?
1990. I don't know what is that millennial? I don't know what I am.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's millennial or not. I don't know what the cutoff is. It's got to be a millennial.
It's millennial. Yeah.
Millennial.
Yeah.
Well, John and I are the same age, so if you guys have a problem with me, you have a problem with John. So take it up with them.
There's no problems here. All right. So here we go. Supercharged 17 JK says one flower among a couple of thorns. I would imagine that's probably about you, Ash.
Me?
Oh, really? Because I thought he was saying you were the flower.
Oh, I don't know.
It was
maybe.
just you, me, and J Trade at the time that came in. These
Yeah,
other two
it was-
were here.
And clearly it was Zach that was the flower.
I don't you
Could
think?
be.
Yeah,
Could be.
Maybe. Possible.
So funny story. This kid, it was more like a 28-year-old man that was the bag boy at Publix tonight. He sees my shirt and he realizes that there are crabs with sunglasses holding up miniguns on this shirt. And he mentions how cool that is. And he was like, of course, I have a musket at home for my personal home protection because that's what the founding fathers had. And I was like, well, that's pretty cool, dude. I was like, I got a lot of guns, but I don't have a musket. And so I said, well, does that mean that you make your own black powder too? And he was like, well, technically, I don't have a musket yet. He was like, but it's on the way.
He gave up on that lie so quick. He was just
I
like,
know. I was like, that
"Yeah,
was
I
a hell
love
of a
it."
flex, bro. Like, you could have just went with it. I never would have known.
I'm not coming
As a
over,
matter of
dude.
fact, I do make my own black powder. Thank you very
Or
much.
Amazon. You know?
Yeah.
I traveled from the 1700s.
All right. And then Polymathonon, good to see you, buddy. Thank you all. I love you guys. God bless. God bless you as well.
Love you too.
A Fritz 12345. Y'all mofos have to be having as much fun as me. Do y'all have any idea how much popcorn I'm swimming in? This is the best timeline ever. I love y'all. Love you too. And yes, I am having a great time with this timeline. I think that this is just about perfect. So
For sure.
just need to see the direction it goes. But I feel like I have a pretty good sense of where it's going. So I feel okay. Melindy says, suggestion for the hosts that do interviews. Dan Schultz, Precinct Strategy. Would be good to get that back into the mix again. Yep, Dan has been a guest on my show 3 or 4 times. So love
he's
talking
been on
to
Why
Dan.
We Vote as well. At least once, I think a couple times.
Dan's a good guy.
Dan is great, and Dan has been doing the precinct strategy for a long time. And the precinct strategy worked here in Colorado. We were able to flip several counties by doing exactly what they suggest. The thing is, you have to sustain it, and you have to guard against the establishment subverting your efforts, which is exactly what happened here. And then they reclaimed control. It's not understanding your enemy kind of thing.
Yes, absolutely. Keith O'Higgins says, whether it's anti-ICE protests, No Kings protests, or even DJT's Birthday America Fest with provocateurs to agitate, this is all coordinated to mess up a peaceful and thankful Father's Day weekend.
Oh,
I don't know if that's the ultimate. I don't know if that's the ultimate rationale, but
it's not the goal of it, but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's the thing that makes the most sense. It's all about Father's Day.
Rita Dotson says, an LA rioter hit a police horse this evening. He was issued an attitude adjustment immediately. Yesterday, there was a rioter who tried to set like a fire trap for officers on horseback, and they very quickly corralled him, and the horses surrounded this guy. And of course, they were nervous, so they stomped his head a few times. That was pretty cool.
I think I have that horse that she's talking about.
I'm here for that, man. I think the horses should be able to use lethal force on those people when they try to light them on fire. Just saying.
I would say so.
And then hang on one second. I think this is what she's talking about.
Okay.
Yep. I've seen this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
a blonde-haired Valkyrie comes riding in. Love it.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
People are pissed off about that. Why are they hitting them with sticks? They should use pepper spray around horses.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
so
around
horses can
horses.
get it in their eyes and nose. Okay, sounds great, genius.
They're like morons.
Yeah. Obviously, those people have never sprayed pepper spray anywhere because even if you're outside, like in open air, you're still going to get it in your own eyes and your own nose. And it's funny. I saw this dude try to pepper spray somebody one time, and it was like indoors, and like the AC blew it right back into his face, and everybody was like, ah! It's like, you moron.
Zach.
Yeah.
I don't think we did any ads on this show.
You know what? John didn't tell me that we had any ads, but let me check and see. And he will tell me whether or not we do. Yeah, I was given no direction before we came in.
While you're doing that, $2, Keith O'Higgins, can we finally call Islamic extremism a flying rug pull aloha snack bar? Flying rug pull aloha snack bar. That's what you're trying to say.
That is pretty funny.
We have a Badlands boost from the last OnlyLands, and it says, hypothetically, what is the best way to get out of jury duty? Now, I just watched jury selection a week ago from Monday, and there was this one chick who was trying to get out of it. She tried everything, right? She tried that there was personal hardship, that she couldn't afford it, that she had a new job that she was starting. She did get out of it, and the way that she got out of it, demonstrating bias. You can tell kind of what the case is about, not entirely, but like there are signs about what the case is about when it comes to the questions that they're asking the jurors when they're doing jury selection. Show bias, and you will get out of jury duty.
Show bias for the right side. If you show bias for the defense side, the prosecution's really limited on who they get rid of. So when you go in there, what you want to say, this will get you out. I guarantee you 100% of the time, this is your line. If they brought you here and they arrested you, you're guilty. If you got arrested, you're guilty. I'm serious.
Yeah.
If you take that position, you're out of the pool. They're pulling 100%. You out. 100%.
Say you don't like black people because most likely the person's black that's being arrested. So
I've heard people use that as an excuse.
I use that as a joke, but like some comedian said that a while ago. They're like, most likely the dude's black, so just say you don't like black people, even if you're black. That'll make it.
That would
work.
be, yeah, I was gonna say that would be cool coming from you, Cam.
Yeah, like I don't like black people, man. Been around too many of them.
Yeah,
my whole life.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
this
a
dude at
victim.
least
I was a
crazy.
victim of black violence when I was younger.
Yeah.
I was mugged, and then one time somebody tried to shoot me. So, like, if I just see a black person walk down the street, I'll just walk to the other side of the street because you never can trust them.
I was abused by a black woman at 4. I took cookies when I wasn't supposed to, and she spanked me on the bottom. I'm done. I quit. I hate black people.
And plus I was an altar boy, so there's that whole like Catholicism thing, and then I have an uncle who's a police officer. So just go down the list.
Yeah. You'll hit something.
All right. One more mesmerist, keeping it real as always, guys. Peace out. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, mesmerist. All right, and we have no ads tonight, so I can just choose something.
All right, so everybody, you got the whole show without any advertisements. The very least you can do is smash the thumb for us.
Yeah.
Yes, and if you don't hit that like button, you're either black or you're not black.
Or a gay communist.
Yeah. Or you may be a gay communist.
Yeah.
Or completely retarded.
Yeah.
Okay. And John has to end it for us in Rumble Studio. So we'll go ahead and, Iowa farm girl in PA. Ask Alpha about drinking urine for health benefits. Alpha, we're going to have this conversation off air because we talked about it before.
Yeah, the last time this conversation happened, Alpha wasn't on, and somebody in the chat was like, "Alpha talked about drinking his pee, and he wasn't there."
I couldn't do it,
his
guys.
honor.
I listen. I came close. I was motivated, and when it came down to pulling the trigger, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do
So
it.
proud of you.
Yeah.
I respect you, man.
Thank God.
So proud of you, Alpha.
Even though your health may suffer now, I'm still proud of you.
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
It is.
I don't care
Oh.
what the people trying to live forever say. I don't think you're supposed to drink your own piss.
That's the same reason I don't eat like internal organs like liver and stuff.
You got Fatman 79 came in with the $2 one. When I was at MCRD, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego in 1998, DIs told us in case of riot control, fix bayonets and stab the center of the thighs. Raw.
Nice.
I like that. That would hurt so bad.
Just make
I'd
shish
be
kebabs
done.
of these Antifa fuckers. I love it.
Okay, so I guess we actually do have ads, and Brad is sending them to me. It looks like there are 2 ads. First one is for Van Man. Let's see if this has audio to it. No, I don't think this has audio. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to read something. Yes, Brad added them above. Wait a second. Where are they? Hold on.
You don't get to take back your likes, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, they weren't thinking about it till you said it, Alpha. They didn't
Yeah.
realize you could take them back.
You Streisand that. Yeah, Van Man's tooth powder is freaking awesome, though.
Oh, it is great.
It's
Smells-
really, really
smells
great,
good.
and they have a whole
The lip
new
balm is
product
good
line.
too.
Haven't tried that, but they have a whole new product line of like oil pulling and other oral care to go with the tooth powder.
Well, let's try this because there's nothing here for me to read. So you can talk
We
about
all
how
love
awesome
Van
they
Man.
are.
Do you know what the URL is?
Well, yes, it's badlandsmedia.tv/vanman.
Awesome. Yeah, highly recommend. Highly recommend it. The tooth powder. They have a charcoal one, different flavors. You've got the pulling oils. You've got the mouthwash. And like I said, I haven't used the pulling oils or the mouthwash, but I really, really want to because the tooth powder is so fantastic.
Yeah, and like I said, the lip balm is amazing. It looks like it's in a little can, but my God, it lasts forever. I've had that thing for like a year and I still haven't gone through it.
Yeah. Van Man's taking down big toothpaste with all natural oral care, just pure effective ingredients for a healthier smile. The van never stops.
It's not going to give you cancer or destroy your pituitary gland. And just head on over to badlandsmedia.tv/vanman, or you can use the QR code that you see on screen. Very simple. Thank you so much to the good folks at Van Man for continuing to sponsor Badlands Media and, of course, us here at OnlyLands. Badlandsmedia.tv/vanman. All right, now.
And vans are cool.
Yeah, they are, especially the VW vans.
Mhm.
We also have 1791 gun leather.
Oh.
And I don't have a script for that one either, so I'm really sorry. But they make incredible leather products. You can see right here.
Holsters, yeah.
That's a custom holster for a Bursa Thunder 380, which I actually own. Looks like you can get custom brands on them. Everyday carry. I like that. Belts, thigh holsters, concealed carry holsters, totally on the outside of your pants, not concealed carry holsters. Oh, I also have this. That's a 1911. I have that exact same gun.
I have a read.
I
Do
also-
you want me to do the read?
Of course, yeah. That's why I was just ad-libbing.
I found one in my old phone. All right, are you in the market for a top-notch holster? For more than 2 centuries, the Second Amendment has protected our rights to keep and bear arms. At 1791 Gun Leather, our love for the Second Amendment goes hand in hand with our passion for the art of gun leather. 1791 Gun Leather holsters mold to just about any handgun, whether you prefer IWB or OWB carry, and you're looking for the perfect everyday carry solution. What sets 1791 apart? They only use 100% certified American heavy native steer hide, and their team incorporates 4 generations of professional leather artisans into the mastery of both beautiful craftsmanship and functionality found in each holster. Their love for leather goods led them to create everyday carry items designed to help Americans keep their essentials close by. Each 1791 Gun Leather product is a testament to their unwavering commitment to excellence. Badlandsmedia.tv/1791 is what I have in here. I don't know if that's the same.
No, it is. It's definitely badlandsmedia.tv/1791. It is the only place that you want to get custom leather goods, just like these beautiful pieces you're seeing on screen. Make sure you use the promo code Badlands, because that's how you get a special discount. And of course, you will also be helping out Badlands Media, which is something that I know that all of us want to do.
I think John has one. But one of
He
the
does.
holsters. He showed it. He showed it a while ago. Back when
So do you guys want to see the gun I got for Lisa today?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Gun, yes.
It's an HK.
Nice. I'm happy already.
I know that German engineering, Alpha. You know what they say. VP9SK, 3.5 millimeter barrel in a 9 millimeter platform. I have the extended mag on here for her, so she's got a little extra grip for her pinky. I'm also going to be swapping out the grips on the outside to make the handle just a little bit smaller for her, because her hands are quite a bit smaller than mine. And it is a beautiful, beautiful gun. And now I'm going to go to badlandsmedia.tv/1791 and get her a lovely women's thigh holster so that she can take this with her when she needs to protect herself when I'm not there.
Alpha, how excited were you when you
Awesome,
heard those
man.
sounds? I feel like I saw Alpha just be like, each time he clicked it, he was like, oh.
Ready to make a baby, baby.
Oh, that's great. Anyways,
CBM
that will be Lisa's first gun.
That's,
Awesome.
oh, that's amazing.
Congratulations, Lisa.
Very cool. Congratulations, Lisa.
Shoot the right people, and Zach is not one of them.
That's right.
And don't take advice on who that is from Alpha.
Oh, enough. Yeah.
CBM says, does Van have that good mint flavor that'll actually cover bad breath?
It has a very
It
good
does.
flavor.
Yeah, delicious, natural, and powerful mint flavor.
And honestly, when you start using natural toothpaste, bad breath just goes away.
Yeah.
A lot of it's caused because you have good bacteria in your mouth and it gets destroyed by stuff like Listerine, and then the bad bacteria takes over, and that's what causes bad breath to begin with. So you'll find that when you switch over, it is a little transition period, but you'll get rid of the bad breath permanently.
And isn't a lot of it coming from like the back of the tongue too? Like stuff.
Yeah, the Listerine is like poison, and it just kills everything. And then the bad bacteria take over, and then you've got this constant bad breath. And then of course you need more Listerine once you got bad breath all the time, right? So it's perfect. You're selling a product that creates the problem, right? Like everything else they do to us. So so go natural. You won't be
all right. We got to get out of here. We've already gone
we do.
10 minutes past our hard stop.
You're welcome.
That's right.
As we do.
Bye, y'all.
All right. And make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share the show. Make sure that you are subscribed, and make sure that you say hello in the chat, or leave a comment below if you're watching at a later date. So we will see you guys later. And do we have an outro for the show? We don't have.
I think you could do your failure of imagination again.
Okay, why don't I do that? Okay, and we'll see you guys. Peace.
Bye, guys.
For the people in my state that keep asking me, I just don't get how he got on the roof. I know we've gone through great details and a lot of examination. Could you just give a minute on what went wrong and how you think it can be fixed? Because I think it's just going to help to dispel the conspiracy theories. There are some people that think it didn't really happen, which of course is completely ridiculous. It did. There are some people that think all kinds of conspiracies went on within the government, which is also false. But could you just tell them what went wrong so they understand?
Hold your breath. Make a wish. Count to 3. Come with me.
Thank you, Senator. I thought long and hard about this. I think this was a failure of imagination.